Could you just reverse back to tell us a little bit more about stem cells, please, Peter?
Oh, sure. So, we do what we call regenerative medicine, stem cells. And what I do is I use products from amniotic tissue membrane. And I inject into tendons and use it as also a tissue graft that's wrapped around tendons when we do surgery. Most of the time I use it for partially torn tendons or chronic inflammatory conditions that I will inject into a joint or into a tendon, like I said, yeah.
How long have you been using those? Like, they're called biologics, would you call them?
Yeah, biologics, yeah. About, been doing it for the last, I guess, 4 years.
This is the Justin Blake podcast experience for health professionals that mean business. So wherever you are in the world, listen as we discuss everything you need for you and your health business to survive and thrive. Thanks for listening. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody from Dublin. It's 6:15 in the evening here, and I'm with a good friend, colleague, Peter Wishnie. How's things, Peter, in New York?
Things are great, actually. Here in New York, New Jersey, it's a sunny day here at 1:15 in the afternoon.
You're just squeezed us into your busy schedule today.
Right, lunchtime with Justin Blake.
We just got 45 minutes. Is this just going to be a quick in and out?
You got it. 45 minutes is perfect.
45 minutes. Okay, we better talk quick then. So how did you get on? I mean, I think you said to me you've never had a busier July and August.
Yeah, my June and July was my best June and July, I think, ever. I definitely beat 2019 June and July.
Really?
Yeah. And
what's your secret sauce, Peter? What's the secret sauce then? What was the secret sauce of coming out of these?
The secret sauce has always been your brain. It's between your two ears. It's your mindset. Now, I want to little caveat. You have to be safe. You have to be smart. You can't be stupid and say this thing doesn't exist. COVID does exist. You have to immediately think about your patients and go out and say, hey, you know what? This is what we are doing to keep it safe for you. Okay, we understand the issue. You have a foot problem. You have an ankle problem. You're at home right now doing something crazy like doing exercise barefoot, which we see, or running up and down the steps, carrying loads of laundry and tripping over steps, cutting your own toenails and getting infections. We're essential. We are here for you to help you. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to you're going to call us when you get to our parking lot. We're going to tell you now it's safe to come in. We will escort you into our treatment room. We'll do everything in that treatment room, get you out, get you back in your car, and make it safe. Throw out a video to the public, to your patient base, educate them. And if you do that, first of all, as the owner, your staff will feel safe. Then they will make it so your patients feel safe. And all that, it's just a mindset. And then lo and behold, people need you. So they're going to who's open? Where can I go?
Mm-hmm. It's well, of course, a lot of the people were just seeing emergencies here in Ireland again. And then, of course, the people in the health service were doing a sterling job as well. But that's one of the interesting things that I was talking to somebody, one of our colleagues in around the Manchester area, was because the health services from the extended services, pediatrics and the musculoskeletal and the surgery hasn't reopened again. It's a fantastic opportunity for people in private practice because people don't know when the health service is going to even reopen again for business as the new unusual. So yes, we're making plans to. It's a great time. And of course, again, people have been so proactive about their health more recently. That there's so many injuries that are happening. I've got a bit of tennis elbow, playing a bit too much tennis, but I've got my bag of sugar for my eccentric
elbow band.
No, I didn't bother with that. About 2 days of doing this and this one, but supporting the elbow and then doing each individual finger, it sorted it right out. It's been fantastic. I played for an hour and a half today in between the showers. And we talked with, I was on with a Spanish colleague there just earlier on, and she was very much into her rehabilitation and building strength and looking at the speed of a power lift and things. She lifts quite a lot. Or she has a friend who lifts 3 times her body weight.
Well,
whoa, yeah, shit. Argentinian girl. There's lots of Argentinian girls on the beach in Barcelona who are shifting lots of weight. Yeah, it sounds nuts. So Yolanda, she was very good for. She'll do lots of rehabilitation with patients. We just take my tennis shoes off. We can relax.
So the non-emergency services in the hospital in Ireland are also they like shut down.
They're not. They're still sort of shut down, and in the UK as well, the non-emergency services still haven't fully restarted. In certain areas they have, and others they haven't. But I say ideal time for private practice because they already had large waiting lists in the health service things. A lot of people have insurance. Like, of course, our colleague in Spain, Yolanda, this is going to make you drop, Peter. Their insurance firm, if the patient is paying cash, they charge 30 euros. That's it. 180 for a pair of orthotics and all of appointments all in. And if they're getting paid by the insurance company, a lot of people in Spain have insurance. I think her boss gets 10 euros from the insurance company and she gets 5. She had a busy day. She saw 28 people. She made 140 euros. And she thought she said it was a record.
Whoa.
Peter Wishnie's like a supermodel. He doesn't get out of bed for less than 10,000 a day.
You have to be grateful for what you have sometimes, we always like to complain.
Well, no, I'm not complaining. I mean, that's just slave labor. I told her they should flip the insurance companies the bird. And I was like, I'm sure you don't want to entertain insurance companies, not when they're paying 5 euros a patient. It's about $5.85.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody should work for that. You can earn more than that working in McDonald's.
Yeah, you can. In the United States, there's minimum wage, So, but I guess they're not hourly employees. So,
well, there's a minimum wage in Spain. It's a European rule. I'm sure that 140 euros for 28 patients is certainly below minimum wage. But anyway, different perceptions in different places. Anyway, in Spain, we're talking about eleves los precios. Put your prices up, please. But you don't have any problems with that in New York because you don't really focus on insurance-driven practice. You're more you want to be more cash pay, more self-pay, concierge type of service.
We take a lot of insurance, but we have a lot of cash, services such as for lasers. Not every insurance company covers orthotics and ultrasounds and stem cell regenerative medicine. So we have all these other modalities that are not covered, but the general podiatry care is covered.
2 seconds. Could you just reverse back to tell us a little bit more about stem cells, please, Peter?
Oh, sure. So, we do what we call regenerative medicine, stem cells. And what I do is I use products from amniotic tissue membrane and I inject into tendons and use it as also a tissue graft that's wrapped around tendons when we do surgery. But most of the time I use it for partially torn tendons or chronic inflammatory conditions that I will inject into a joint or into a tendon, like I said, yeah.
How long have you been using those? Like they're called biologics, would you call them biologics?
Yeah. About been doing it for the last, I guess, 4 years, but definitely more consistent now with it.
Okay, this whole FDA. I thought you had to go to like Mexico or Tijuana or somewhere, or like in Thailand and places.
Are you talking about those pro basketball players who do that? Yeah. No, we
I saw a thing on Joe Rogan. I saw a thing on Joe Rogan where Mel Gibson had brought his dad down to somewhere in Mexico. I was like, Dad's out now playing 18 holes of golf and stuff. Got rid of his sticks. I mean, it was not literally, but it was like nearly miracle stuff. This rejuvenate stem cells. I mean, so you're using what sort of membrane is it made from?
amniotic tissues from the amniotic.
Yeah.
From the
Okay.
placenta.
Yeah. And okay, and you just put a little bit around the graft then when you put it in?
Well, I'm going to, like, for open surgery, they have a tissue membrane of it that gets wrapped around the tendon. But if it's like an injectable, like I do in my office, we just inject into the peritoneum, into the sheath of the tendon, and to help regenerate this
ultrasound.
Yeah,
ultrasound guided. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
And did you do much PRP?
I've done that, and I think PRP works best in conjunction with another procedure. So if you're doing an open surgery, you add some PRP, I think it makes things heal better. I have patients who had PRP on their knees, and that's all they had, and they got better. So I definitely believe that works.
I had patients too who took creatine, and they got better.
Got them stronger too, bigger muscles, bolder,
Yeah. I mean, or glucosamine. Sorry, glucosamine.
Oh, glucosamine. Glucosamine for joint. Yeah.
Well, then the Lancet came out and said it was horseshit, and people pay attention to the Lancet. So, but a lot of people report really good. I mean, Clifton Bradley, one of our colleagues in the UK, he's tailoring individual supplements now for people that you can go and see him and have like a bespoke tailored. Just let me make a note of the time that I just mentioned this. You can have your own supplements designed for yourself, like a bespoke supplement for you.
Right.
Pretty good.
I think as a society and the whole world, I think we just like not healthy. And I think I totally believe if you're going to non-conventional ways that we have too much acid in our bodies. I believe in if there's too much acid, we are prone to disease and our joints do break down. So this whole like East versus West medicine and it's all or nothing. It's when you treat a person, you need to treat the whole person. And why doesn't?
Well, I think that's what a lot of colleagues and us were trained to do really poorly. We're just trying to treat the below here. Well, it was it Tom Novella said, I think he said we cracked open a bottle of champagne in 1976 when he figured out the tibia was connected to the foot. We're trained really badly to integrate the whole person.
Yes. Yeah.
I think.
That's absolutely all hokey, Meanwhile, everybody's on turmeric,
Yeah, I mean, it's people who, I don't know, don't get me started. Anyway, I don't. So it shows you, where's the keto cookies on? We cooked some cookies today, keto, flourless egg and no sugar, because it was raining earlier today. So there was nothing else to do this morning but a bit of tappy work and so make brownies. It was my friends Richie and Charlie's 51st birthday. They're twins. So happy birthday, Richie and Charlie.
Happy birthday, Richie and Charlie.
And you would come on night out in Dublin with us, with Richie. That'll be an eye opener for you. So you're, and you guys, lockdown. Well, you guys with Top Practices with Rem and Top Practices, you guys had a convention in Vegas a few weeks back, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
How many people did you put in a room?
So there were about 9 or 10 different offices. Total, must have been a total about 13 people. And we had big long tables, one person or a couple per table, 6 feet away, wearing our masks for a day and a half, and it was all good. Came back, got my COVID test.
Nobody's got sick yet?
No,
nobody's sick yet?
It's been a month.
Okay, you're really much in the clear.
Yeah.
Pretty much in the clear. There's frightening statistics.
Well, I needed to go get a COVID test because I was getting a colonoscopy anyway. So I killed 2 birds with one stone.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my friends I play tennis with. He's due for one next week. My friend, Dr. Jerry. Hi, Jerry. Jerry used to be a gastroenterologist. Jerry's quite absent-minded. So we used to meet for Monday night football. And Jerry's first day as a registrar in charge of the endoscopy suite. We met for Monday night football. I was like, how'd you get on, Jerry? I was like, all right, Justy, wasn't too bad. Because you know what? I forgot my glasses. So Jerry's first day in the endoscopy. Jerry's like this, looking at the screen. Forgot his glasses.
So wait,
you're wearing that
Monday
thing.
night football. You mean like football, like UK football?
Yeah, soccer.
Yeah,
So you guys have Monday night.
So I'm just thinking, I didn't know you had like Monday night football.
Oh, they have Monday night football. Yeah, soccer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
that's
met
right.
him. Jerry forgot his glasses. That's typical Jerry. Sorry, Jerry. He's a GP now. A very good one. He's loving lockdown. Changed the complete ways practiced and how he treats patients, video calls and stuff. Really streamlined their practices. So you guys had 13 in a room. Okay, and how was Vegas? Any fun?
No. We were like not in a hotel. We would use a separate room, like in a building. And we rented out.
You must have gone out for dinner.
Yes. Well, okay. So we didn't go out as a group. Ram and his family and I went out to dinner. And I guess individuals went out to dinner. And if they decided to.
Vegas is great for dinner. Vegas is great. It's some of the best restaurants in the world. We had fantastic food when we were there. We've got to go back again. Some of those, some were really great.
Wait till it all dies down because it's not the Vegas.
I'm a Bears fan in terms of the American football because they used to have 4 channels over here, and in about the mid 1980s, well, when the Bears won the Super Bowl with the refrigerator, and that was the first year they shown the American football on Channel 4 in about 85 or it was 86 season. So I'm a Bears fan. But the rain again. It started to rain again. You see the rain?
It's Ireland. Doesn't it rain all the time?
It does, but I got a couple of hours interlude this afternoon to play some tennis. It does rain a lot. We had over lockdown, it was fantastic. But forgot what I was talking about.
That's why it's so green, though. Yeah.
That's why it's so green. 40 Shades of Green, so the song goes. Because Ram has been over, his daughter got married in County Cavan, which is quite close to where I from originally and from Mana. And you haven't been yet. Dr. Tian, Dr. TJ Ann, he wants to come and play golf. Are you a golfer?
I like golf, yes. And I need to play a little bit more. My son's a good golfer. One of my sons. Okay. But yeah, I love the game. It's a great game.
My brother plays. I'll show you the course my brother plays on. We'll just go quick share a screen. Dr. Tian. This is where the Irish Open was last year or the year before. And it is absolutely stunning. I've figured out how to share the screen now. Where's the video? Oh yeah, video experience. So I'll just share the screen quickly with you. Share screen. This is the one. Share. You'll love this if you're a golfer. If you're not a golfer, you need to look away. Where are we? Now, here we go.
There you go. This
is Ballyliffin. It's got 2 links courses right beside one another. Here it comes. It's taking a bit of time. The broadband's struggling. Here we go. Looks good, doesn't it?
Music. Not your typical
the monster of the course. Anyway. Oh my God!
It's like golf on the moon.
Look at that for course.
How much?
I'll tell you why they're playing that music. Because have you seen the rough?
And you played this course?
Yeah, I played there. I played a back 9. And I tell you what, I birdied. Hold on. I birdied I birdied one of the holes. So golf isn't that difficult. I'm not a golfer. You know why I don't like golf? Because I turned up in an ordinary T-shirt and they made me buy a thingamajig T-shirt to play it. So Pete only let me play the back nine, so I didn't have to slow him down.
Oh, okay.
And so I parred 2 of the back 9.
Whoa.
That's how difficult I find golf. But I don't really play that much. Anyway, Pete's got an unbelievable overseas member deal. Yeah, I had to wear a polo shirt and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, I prefer tennis and sailing. Oh, what the hell's that? Right. I prefer tennis and sailing and fishing and cooking. No brownies.
I think you did.
Anyway, you haven't had your lunch yet. So we're going to rush through.
No, I'm good.
So,
you didn't do most of it.
You know Dr. TJ.
Okay, go ahead. Didn't hear you.
Sorry, just broken up a little bit. Just add that and stop that again.
No problem. So I said you did most of those activities you love to do just today already. You cooked, you played some tennis.
Yes.
Yeah, you did it all, like you're doing everything.
I'm a multitasker.
So I gotta get my water in.
Yeah, we got to get our water in. So when are you coming to? So your golf on New Jersey. Well, you're from upstate New Jersey or upstate New York.
So I'm born and raised in New York City. I practice in New Jersey. I have a girlfriend in New York City, so I go there every weekend. That's why I see a lot of New York City stuff going on. But I live, 4 or 5 days a week in New Jersey, in central New Jersey. I don't think there's an upstate or downstate New Jersey.
Where does your sister live?
My practice is in central. It's in.
No, where does your sister live?
Oh, my sister. No, my sister lives in like Dobbs Ferry, New York, Westchester County. But my girlfriend lives.
That's upstate New York.
Yeah, that's upstate New York. Yeah, it's not really. It's upstate.
Yeah, your sister. She works in a fantastic. She works for a fantastic sort of charity, doesn't she?
Oh yes, yeah, boy, you paying attention, boy. Look at you. Yeah, dig deep for that information. Yes.
Oh, no, I've been following your feed for a while. I mean, she works with because none of the theater. She runs a theater company.
Yes, Gigi's it's called, and I'm very proud of her. And that's what they help children with Down syndrome, and she's great. She has a great heart.
Yeah, Gigi's. It looks like absolutely fantastic theater.
Yes, she does great work with them and getting them just to do things and activities with them.
Yeah.
And,
They were looking for sponsorship, or weren't they? Or looking for They were doing some fund.
Exactly.
Everybody is all the time.
Yeah. Everyone but you, Justin. They're not asking for any money, right?
No. Well, will. You're going to come sailing next year. We're going to do the Forgotten Feet sail from Land's End in the south of England to John O'Groats in the north of Scotland. Other colleagues are going to cycle it. Other keener colleagues are going to cycle 900 miles in 9 days. We're going to sail.
Sailing's better.
Race. Yeah, sailing's far better. I did a bit of self-indulgent sailing stuff a while ago with the other Spanish girl. There's if you want to see what the J class looks like, but I do this sort of a little bit of sailing, just a little bit for fun. So that's going to be for the Forgotten Feet charity. Hold on, I must write this time down again. I'm sick having to go back and re-listening to things. And so the Forgotten Feet charity is the UK charity looks after homeless people and less well off. And they provide sterling podiatry services, and they're doing a fundraiser next May the 9th, I believe. There's other interest from New Zealand and other colleagues from South Africa. So you never know, Peter. You could tag on a golfing trip, Scottish golfing trip with Ireland.
That's a great cause. Good for you.
And also I've done one. Pardon me?
Do you put that on yourself?
I'm helping to organize the sailing part of it. Well, I said I would organize the sailing part of it, so it actually has to happen. I'll show you a little bit of the sailing I want to do. Well, this may be what the sailing would be like if we got a boat. It'll be logistics on boats, and you sail the boat up, but you just can't, like a bike, put it in the back of a car. You have to sail it back down again. So some people will be able to go up on the boat and down on the cycle and down on the boat. That'll be quite fun. Where's these videos? All right, here we go. I think this is the one. Anyway, so yeah, boating, and also then but I've also done work with the Special Olympics. You know, the healthy athletes and the Special Olympics. Hold on, where is it? Oh, here it is. I've done a couple of Irish All-Ireland Games and Special Olympics and a local events. It's fantastic. We've done it in conjunction with the College of Podiatry in Galway. So anyway, I'm going to share the screen with you again. This isn't probably what like sailing up from Land's End to John O'Groats is going to be like, but this is the sort of stuff that I do for fun. You see that? It's coming now. It doesn't make any sound. Is it coming up now? You can see it?
Yep, you see it's great.
Yeah. Let's go for a sail, Peter. Do you want to go for a sail?
Let's go for sailing, yes.
Yeah, I don't know whether people can see that. Okay. That's the self-indulgent bit over again. We're going to go for a sail. That's called Green Dragon. But I also have a dinghy. If you pay attention to me on social media, I've been varnishing the dinghy for the last week or two, and it's nearly ready to go.
You definitely need a clean dinghy.
You do need a clean dinghy. So you golf? Do you do anything else for sport? How do you keep so trim, Peter?
I work out a lot, and I used to play baseball, but yeah, the knees don't like it anymore, and the back. But I work out, eat right, and most of the time, but I enjoy my my pizza and my tacos. That's for sure. My beer.
Baseball was the first American sport that I went to a proper stadium to see. It went to Philadelphia.
Now, what did you think about it? Did you think it was boring?
You crazy? I walked out. I mean, it was like a proper like into the stadium and then out through the tunnel and out to like a big amphitheater. It was like holds about 80,000 or something. It was amazing. Yeah, it's like watching paint dry. But no, we're here. One night we were in New York. Went to the Yankees game and it got rained off. And it got nearly thing. And we met a friend earlier on. He's a musician, the guy Neil Hannon from the Divine Comedy. Anyway, we were supposed to meet him down Alphabet somewhere in a bar for a drink after he was playing. And anyway, the rain got delayed and the rain got delayed. Anyway, they started and it was like really dull. We left, this was like 9:30 in the evening. We left at the bottom of the second or the third. Went down, jumped in a cab, went down to Alphabet Street, met your man, and he just went, and then finished his set of music. And he just said, "Oh, I'm really tired. I'm not going to have a beer." And he went home. Shit. So we'll hear what happened, though. We were walking past and we went into a bar. It turned out it was the bloody game of the year. It was like bottom of the seventh, like 2 outs. The whole bloody thing was like it was the game of the year. We left it. And he's this idiot. Who'd like...
You could have stayed and spent $15 on a beer.
We couldn't really afford a $30 cap. Also... No, I haven't been to NBA. I've been to ice hockey, American football. I went to a Broncos game when Peyton Manning threw the 408 and they won the Super Bowl that year. I'm the lucky charm. At Mile High Stadium, all the guys coming parachuting. And I mean, it was a full-on extravaganza. It was fantastic. Are you a Yankees fan? Are you sorry?
No.
What's your American football team?
Yeah, so I'm a Mets fan in baseball and a New York Giants fan in football.
Giants. Well, there was Peyton Manning played for them. No, sorry, Eli.
No, Eli. We liked Eli.
You had good success.
Yeah, he got 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, they're great success.
Yeah, so
yeah, and their dad did their dad win a Super Bowl as well?
No, he plays for some crappy New Orleans Saint teams, but he was Archie. Archie was good, but the team was not.
Well, it's obviously something in the genes. There's something in the water down in New Orleans because those guys could play football.
Yep, that's for sure. They had a third brother who was very good, but he got hurt in high school. And
Okay.
he was actually had the most, well, I don't know if it was true or not, but the most talent of all three of them. But who knows?
Shit. No, really?
Yeah.
Christ. He got injured. And what's going to happen? I mean, Tom Brady's gone to, where's he gone? He's gone for the, well, I don't
He's
know why
in
they
Tampa
bothered.
Bay, the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Tampa Bay. Well, nice weather. But he lives most of the year in the south of France. That's where he spends most of his time.
He
Sorry,
does?
I shouldn't have said. Yeah, so he was down visiting. He spends most of the off season in the south of France over the summer, and then he just comes back does about a week of training, and then turns into the most incredible quarterback you've ever seen.
Yeah, he wrote a book about training, about all he works hard. France or no France, I guess.
Yeah, all those guys work hard. It doesn't come easy.
No.
Yeah, LeBron. How much LeBron said? LeBron said he spent $1 million a year on his body. Wasn't that right?
Because probably his body's worth, a couple $100 million.
$1 billion. His body's worth $1 billion.
Well, I'm talking about per year.
Oh yeah, per year. Well, we're getting there. Once we go. Did you watch the Michael Jordan documentary on Netflix?
I missed that. I need to see that. Yeah, that was great.
Black Jesus is what his friends called him. I mean, there was everybody. Well, he had a great team: Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman and all the other guys. And there's an Australian colleague of mine, Ted at Jednak in Adelaide, said, or one of the Australian guys said, there was a guy from Australia on it. He never got a mention in the whole 4 hours of the Netflix documentary.
Yeah, I think that was the
Jordan was a bit special. He was a bit special. Yeah. And of course, he went and played baseball.
Yes, Michael Jordan played baseball. Probably a little bit late in his life that he shouldn't have done that, but it's all right. Bo Jackson. Yeah. My
colleague in the States, Jerry Durham is a physical therapist. He's all about the front desk, and we'll get on to your front desk in a minute. Jerry's all about, the conversation starts with, the most important person in your practice is your front desk. But anyway, Jerry lives in Philadelphia, right beside the Rocky Steps. So when I went to the American baseball, of course, we went to the Rocky Steps, we ran up, we went and had a Chinese food, and then we went to the baseball game. It was full on Americana. That was 1989 when I worked in Atlantic City for a summer on the boardwalk, pushing a rolling chair. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
No, I did not know that. Wow. Where did you stay?
That was some experience. Two young Irish guys turned up 18 years of age to Atlantic City. What could go wrong, Peter?
So we're about the same age. Now I know.
Yeah, 50. I was 50 this year. Well, my other colleague, Sean Savage in Belfast, if Sean may be watching, Sean was there too. He was working in it wasn't a taffy. He wasn't working. He was working in another place. We drank in the same bar. We drank in the bar called the Shamrock. Our Irish. Or no, the Shamrock. No, the Pittsburgh. Sorry, the pub was called the Pittsburgh. They organized, and the boarding house we stayed in was called the Shamrock. Yeah, very apt. And it was 24 hours.
Sorry, that's your picture.
It was 24-hour drinking for young Irish boys, who'd never been out of Ireland before, never seen a pub. It was craziness. Mike Tyson had a fight there that time. He knocked the guy out in 36 seconds. It was one of those ones.
Spending money on the fight.
Yeah, in the convention center. And I mean, it was great. There was a whole razzmatazz. The whole weekend was crazy. There's all these sports stars, and me and Simon hadn't a clue who they were. Everybody was shouting at them. We only spotted one English guy, a snooker player and a boxing promoter, Eddie Hearn, who promotes Katie Taylor here in Ireland. But yeah, that was it. I didn't recognize any of the American sports stars, really. But we got filled in. And Tyson knocked him out in 36 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. People would spend a lot of money getting their cable, TV going to just watch the fight, and you go in the kitchen, just get yourself a beer. By the time you come back, the fight was always over with Mike Tyson.
The pay-per-view. Well, I went to see the Conor McGregor in Las Vegas, and they reckon that the reason that the fight started late was because Mayweather is the master of the pay-per-view. And of course, you start a little bit late. You get a few extra 1,000 pay-per-view subscribers who haven't been able to log in. You just delay it half an hour or so. Once the numbers come in, you're good to go. It's all about the money.
It's about the money. You know that, Justin.
Yeah, Vegas is certainly about the money. They know how. I always watch the film Casino when they're like, they're going to take the money off you. Just, don't ever try to do that. So, yeah, I have experience of Atlantic City when we were like, forged. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I'm not going to incriminate myself with what we did or did not do with identification cards when we may not have been the legal age.
I was thinking about this because I'm going back.
I want to get back into America again. So we were able to. Trump had 2 hotels there. He had the Trump Plaza. Yeah, and he opened the Taj Mahal when we were there. So we used to go in, and Donald used to have where we played softball with the bar on a Monday night was near the airport, and you'd see the Trump helicopters coming in from New York and the guys getting into the limos and stuff. Big business, even then, 1989.
You play softball too. You play softball?
Yeah.
Where did you learn to play softball?
In Atlantic City. At the Pittsburgh Monday night baseball or softball team. Yeah. All the guys were Irish.
It's an Irishman in New York.
So
it's almost like this thing.
It was fun, yeah. Well, one time I went through New York, I didn't come out of Times Square, or Port Authority bus station because my mum told me, you got to be careful. So, but I've done New York a couple of times. A cousin of mine, Donald, lived there. He was living. He works in Madrid now. He does French cancer research and stuff for the French Cancer Research Foundation. He was in New York for 9/11. I know a couple of other people who worked there. Donald was doing. Yeah, that must have been quite crazy. Not as crazy as these times now, though.
Yeah, I was.
But anyway, back
where I was. Yep. That happened. So it's just crazy. Everything's that time now. It's just crazy. So
yeah, it's interesting times ahead. You're probably nearly finished your lunch now, are you? Got another 9 minutes. Anyway, back to the front desk is pretty much the key to your practice, isn't it, Peter? People say they can't, afford a front desk team. I say they can't not afford one.
Who's answering the phone? That's the first thing. The second thing is, imagine going to a hotel to check in and there's nobody at the front desk. Now what? Now what do you do? Do you think the bellboy's running over to help you with your bags and picking any room that he so pleases? So you need the front desk. It's like the first impressions, everything. They make my life. It's the hardest job in my practice, I've always said, because they have to do so many things. Check the patient, check the patient out, check the insurance, answer the phones, and just be nice all day, no matter what. Just being
a couple of years ago in January, over the sort of that Easter or that Christmas holiday period, both the receptionists were sick. I ran the desk. I flew the desk for 2 days. Jesus. About 11 on the first morning, I just got on top of it. And then the phones are going and there's emails coming. People, it was like nuts. It's a very, very pressurized job, and they keep smiling. And they're the person who sets the tone for your whole practice.
If you want to really appreciate your staff, you need to sit down and do their job for at least an hour, or 2 hours, and you will then appreciate every single person in your office. And that's what we do sometimes. We take front desk people, we move them to the back or shadow the medical assistants or the financial team. And so they can appreciate what they do and how important their role is, in making an office running really smooth and making their job easier as well. So
yeah.
I
remember a few years back, there was a guy who wrote out in the UK journal a perfect day. And he described his day in clinic, and it was a little bit like yours and mine. Hopefully, is you turn up and they've already got the coffee made for you, your list already done, your clinic set out for you. Everybody's in a happy mood. It's just runs. That's how it should be, shouldn't it?
Right.
Yeah, that's how it should be. That's the way you want the breakfast run, not not the opposite, which is a complete shit show.
Right. And whose fault is that, though? Right? Just whose fault if it's running like a shit show? Right?
The fish stinks from the head, Peter, as my old colleague and mentor Paul Wright said. Yeah, you're in charge. Any problems in your practice or anything, just don't be bitching at anybody else. Take ownership and responsibility for it.
Yeah, a lot of it's just not taking ownership, and plus, I say being too cheap. You don't want to get that extra staff member to make your life easier, to make the patient's life better and the quality of care better, because you don't want to spend money on a front desk person or a medical assistant.
No, and that's what Paul also said. Is it smart people? Those successful people spend money to save time.
You know, also you spend money. Yeah. If you spend money, if you get that machinery or a piece of equipment or that staff member, you spend it anyway. You spend it either out of your pocket to get that piece of equipment or an extra staff member, or you're paying and your headaches and your troubles and everything else. You're paying. You're going to pay some way, so might as well pay and make your life easier and better.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're going to talk about earlier. Well, we did talk a little bit about the biologics and things, and that's what I'm going to talk to my friend Nick Cullen, orthopedic surgeon, in a couple of weeks about. I mean, he's putting in he's put in a couple already, but he's putting in next week a 3D printed talus.
Yes, I heard about that. Yes. Yeah, for avascular necrosis.
That'll be
I heard about that. So so I actually got an email about that today. Yeah, so he's actually
he works in Stanmore. He's working in Stanmore, the leading orthopedic hospital in London. He's an old rugby friend of mine, and Nick, he's quite a good surgeon. Well, he says he is. Anyway, he's putting in very good. He's putting in a 3D implanted 3D printed talus next week.
That's great. I would love to see.
And just a quick question. Have you? Okay, I'm trying to get him to bloody video it. That'd be good. Dude, hypocure stents. Are you a fan of those?
Yeah, I do a lot of them. Big fan. Easy to do.
Big fan.
Like anything else, there's a learning curve, and you get someone with a terrible flat foot, pediatric patient, or even an older adult, and if it's severely flexible flat foot, you're immediately going to give them an arch, get rid of their PT tendonitis, help their knees and back, the whole lower kinetic chain you're going to help them with. Orthotics are great. I love orthotics. But sometimes when you have that, malleoli is hitting that ground, and that's how flat that foot is. Orthotics can only do so much.
Pancakes.
For me, too many pancakes.
Anyway, tomorrow evening on my private Facebook group, we're going to talk all about biomechanics and all about all that stuff. The title of it is "What the F is all this foot biomechanics stuff about?" It's going to be every second Wednesday. We're going to talk with Lucy Kelly, who's going to be the co-host, because Lucy's 2-year qualified podiatrist and is struggling with the biomechanics and where to start and where to go to. That's how we're going to start over the series over the next number of weeks. People are confused about root and things and measuring and orthotics and pes pancakes and what a stent will do. Yeah. So we're going to chat one-on-one about biomechanics.
That'd be great to watch.
Anybody wants to come on? Just DM me. We get you on the private message group. I think there's about 40 people coming already. We're going to have to get a bigger Zoom room. Have you got any questions what questions do you Peter, you must have a question about biomechanics you always wanted to know.
I went to the School of Biomechanics in California. Yeah, that's why I went there. Yeah. I don't know everything, that's for sure. Yes. Well, I mean, is
there not something that you're still learning about or still confuses you, or you had an enlightening moment with recently and thought, oh, that's what it really meant?
I don't know, not recently, but I'm looking forward to the... That's okay, no problem. I don't mind it. But I love to be on the show.
And do you do lots of open surgery as opposed to closed, or do you do minimal invasive?
Most of my surgeries are open, but I'm going to start learning a little more about the minimal incisional techniques. So we'll see what that's all about. And when it comes to biomechanics, I love to watch that your show on that, because it is what makes the difference.
That's tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. I might, so that'll be what you're 6 hours behind. That'll be 2 p.m. I think, or I can't remember.
It's great. Yeah, no, it's
8 p.m. Dublin time. Yeah, but people find it confusing. So when people qualify, as we get back to what we talked about at the start, first of all, they don't treat the whole person, and then what they're treating them with is biomechanics, and they find it confusing. So there's the double whammy. I'm sure there's a trifecta there somewhere. They don't integrate the whole body, and they're confused about varus and valgus, apparently.
So basically, you're saying they don't know the ins and outs of biomechanics.
Well, I used to think the cuboid was on the side of the navicular and vice versa. I was looking at the textbook upside down.
You must like the navicular. You know why you like the navicular?
Why is that?
When you turn it upside down, it's boat shaped. That's why it's called that. See?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it is boat shaped.
Yeah.
That's right. They used to use it as a. I can't remember what they used it for. Maybe that's the talus. It's boat shaped. The whole foot. I mean, it's pretty simple. It really is. It's not that complicated. Well, all will be tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. I've got to make it up. Well, not make it up. I've got to tell you what to talk about. Lucy's coming up with some comments or questions. Anybody got any questions? I mean, this is just not, again, if you're, young and starting out, only a year or two's experience perhaps, or maybe you're taking it to the next level where you maybe you got invited to work with an American football team. Or something like that. Maybe we will go and see some ballet dancers in New York and come and see you, Peter.
Me and belly dancers go hand in hand. It's when people think of me, they think of belly dancers. Ballet dancers, not belly dancers.
We're very high end. We're going New York City Ballet.
Oh, ballet! Ballet dancers. Yes. Maybe they'll come back soon, the ballerinas.
Well, you talked about people dancing barefoot at home or working with plantar fasciitis.
Right.
Anyway, on Instagram every day there is one of the Tom Novella has known Tyler since she was a school kid, or like a primary school kid, and now she's a principal dancer at New York City Ballet. And she goes on Instagram every day and she dances in her kitchen. And she goes through all the different positions and a warm-up and everything. She's unbelievable. Would you like to see her dance? I will just share it quickly. Well, she just lives around the corner from you, Peter. So, I mean, you can go and see her anytime. This is here. I'll share the screen. This comes up.
Why the kitchen?
No, well, this isn't in her kitchen. She does that on Instagram, which may be live now, but this is her dancing in the ballet. She's extremely good. That's her. So she's only little.
New York City Ballet, Tyler Peck.
She's quite good, isn't she?
Yes.
So Tom Novella's known her since she was, knee-high to a grasshopper. Well, she still is quite small. But she's a lead dancer in New York City Ballet. She's on Instagram Live every day from her kitchen. I've been practicing along with her.
You're practicing your reveries, your plie.
Yes. My first position to third, and then the too good to turn out. So, yeah, she's amazing. A lot of the dancers, everybody's been practicing at home. All the guys, martial art guys, all the people are on their turbo trainers and their bikes racing against each other. Are the indoor nets open for baseball practice pitching?
No, nope. Nothing's open like that. Nothing indoors. No.
Really? What's going to happen in the American football season? I mean, some of the players have been saying that they're not actually going. They've written off the season completely.
No,
that's going to be a weird one.
I think it's going to happen. They're practicing, so I think
the contracts have been signed already. The contracts have been signed.
Yes. Yeah.
Who's going to win? Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year? Put you on the spot.
No.
It's going to be the Jets. The Yankees.
No,
sorry, the New York Jets.
The Jets. There's no way. No. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. The Tampa Bay Bucks.
Once Gary Vaynerchuk buys the Jets, then you guys are all in trouble.
You know what? I hope he buys the Jets. That would
he is going to buy the Jets. He reckons it's going to take him till about 60. I reckon he's going to get it when he's 56. He'll be the youngest Super Bowl winning owner when he buys the New York Jets. Hi, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
D-Rock. D-Rock's following me on Instagram for some reason. Anyway, back in Vegas. So anyway, we're not going to be able to run courses here, so we're going to do it online, the one-on-one. What the F is all this biomechanics about? And then we're going to be running some courses online. They're being prepared at the moment, and you must have any stuff online. Well, you've got your books. How's your new book going? You've got 2 books.
Well, yeah.
How's your new book?
The hardcover book is doing great, and got great reviews, and
you've got a podcast. You've got a podcast as well, haven't you?
Yeah, there it is. There's the book. Podiatry practice.
There's the book. I've got a book coming out.
You should have a book. What book?
Hold on, I'll write that down. I have to put it on the list of things to do.
No, I had a podcast for a while, but I stopped to write my book. I don't have all the time to.
I was too busy over lockdown to write. Don't worry, it's in the process of writing it.
You should write. All these stories need to be in a book.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's quite interesting. My sister thinks it's a bit self-indulgent and non-insightful.
That's what family's for.
Thanks, Dorina. It's okay. I'm enjoying myself. Gary Vaynerchuk told me you just got to be happy. I'm absolutely ecstatic. Play tennis, eat brownies, talk to nice people like yourself all around the world about about how great a career Podiatry gave me a career. It's been fantastic. Still not over. We're going to treat ballet dancers. We're going to see Tyler and her friends.
That's right. See some ballet dancers and sail a little bit.
Yeah, well, I've got a friend who I sailed with him, and he now works up in. He was going to do like a proper 2-3 year build your own yacht up in Newport, Rhode Island, up where they do all the sailing up there. There's a special a special carpentry. I think it was a year or 2 apprenticeship, and during the course of it, you built your own boat. Well, that's what he was doing there. I've sailed with him a few years ago. Hopefully he's still there, because that sounds like an absolutely fantastic place to go. Newport, Rhode Island is the place, isn't it? Go for the sailing.
I was there for July 4th weekend.
That's right. I saw that. All the big fireworks displays and stuff. I mean, I have been in America for July the 4th. I want to go to Austin, Texas, and I want to eat some barbecue and listen to some proper blues music and stuff. We're going to go to Franklin Barbecue. I've got a friend who's got the biggest collection of Stephen King movies or videos stuff on YouTube, and he gets paid for it.
Everybody, Justin.
He's near Waco. We're going redfish fishing. Do you fish?
No, I like boats because I fall asleep, but I'm not a fisherman.
Yeah, well, sometimes a motorboat, a point and press is quite good fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Okay, are you going to leave us now?
I have to actually see some patients in this clinic,
It's a tough work. I mean, I've been busy all day. I'm knackered now. Sorry, I'm very tired. But I've got a 7 o'clock in the morning call again live with our usual Wednesday 7 in the morning business. And then we're all guns a-blazing. 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. Justin Blake's the foot mobilization Clann, talking about all things biomechanics.
Excellent.
Should be good. Are you going to join us? You never know. You might not have time.
Probably will at 2 o'clock. So I'll see. It should be fine. I should be available.
Cool. Okay, right, Peter. We'll have to come on and talk about. We didn't really talk about very much, but we'll talk about. Well, I don't know what
It's okay, not a problem. Have a great time.
And you. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, you got it, bud.
Bye bye.
Take care.